you're familiar with this important research. Any of you seen this before? Well, let's enjoy the moment for a second. I want to give you a backstory for it as well. So as we were doing our research, my son Samuel had a science fair project due, and he said he wanted to study how little kids deal with crucial conversations. I was not particularly encouraging. I said, Samuel, I think little kids don't have the same kind of social constraints that adults do. And yet, look what he found.
We all know adults stink at talking about tough things, but how about little kids? Here's my experiment. Feed kids wretched brownies, then see if they'll tell you the truth, especially when they think it might hurt your feelings. First, I made the brownies. Lots of chocolate, eggs and flour, but instead of sugar, I put in salt. Lots of salt. There's no way they could like these better. Now I recruit kids of various ages for a taste test. I tell them I want to compare ordinary brownies to my special brownies. My dear grandmother's special recipe. My dear dead grandmother's special recipe. Then I give them $1 for being such a big help. My parents always taught me that if you want someone to like you, give them money. Okay, here goes. First, they ate the yummy sugar brownies. Next, they eat the salt bricks. Watch this girl. She can hardly keep from gagging. And now for the crucial moment. Will they tell me the truth and possibly offend me? I asked them to point to the brownies they like best. No surprise that some tried to spare my feelings. But watch, even the one who gagged? And how about really little kids? But do you want to know what they really thought? Here guys, I have leftovers. Does anybody want seconds?
Isn't that astounding? I was just absolutely blown away. Now, the backstory is that little girl whose face puckered up, her name is Hannah. She lives right next door to us, and she is one of the most blunt, honest, outspoken little kids in the world. But she's lying about the brownies. It blew my mind to see how one after another these kids, who with absolutely no other agenda, were coming in and lying about how they really felt. So what staggered me in that moment, and the words that sort of came to me, was at what a remarkably young age you and I start to draw a damnable conclusion. It turns out that at about age 3 or 4, you and I start to believe that you frequently have to choose between telling the truth and keeping a friend. And that one belief causes mischief for the rest of our lives. That's the controlling assumption that dictates how we show up in interpersonal situations from that moment forward. And that's why these moments of disproportionate influence have such an enormous effect.